back with another Coyle's Calcio Corner. I'm JJ Coyle, mio gran fratello. Buon compleanno, Luci.
Grazie, 44 oggi.
Oh, Luciano. Oh, we're talking Manchester United beating Spurs 3-0 in El Sacico. Nuno losing his job. And we'll talk about Manchester United getting a crucial 2-2 draw. Ronaldo with the Michael Jordan comparisons from Solskjaer. Phenomenal volleys. Which one was our favourite? Get into that. And then also the Manchester derby. Is that the last dance for Solskjaer? Is it? OSC in the end. It's all about the Manchester derby this week.
The last dance. I like it. I like where you're going with this.
Are the signs ominous?
Well,
is it the last dance for Solskjaer?
Is it the last dance for Solskjaer? What, the derby?
The derby.
I don't think it is. You know, I'm not ready to go in on Solskjaer just yet. I can't. You know what I mean, I looked at the Spurs game and I was happy with the 3-5-2. That's what I wanted to see from him. Don't come out with a 4-5-1 that got absolutely blitzed against Atalanta, you know, and then bring that same team out against Liverpool and expect to get a result, and then do the same at Spurs when your life's been hanging on a thread. Please just don't do that. And he came out with a 3-5-2. We looked solid, and I was happy with Cavani and Ronaldo up front. Oh, that was nice.
I want to talk about a comment that I heard. So I record quite a few things and I watch them back. So I was watching.
Listen, I know you research your football. Yeah, you're the encyclopedia, JJ.
The preview of Manchester United against Liverpool. I was watching Gary Neville saying I'd send out the same team, the 4-5-1. I'd get them to go again and do better. And I just thought, that's exactly what he did. He went out with the same team and it was suicide. We were calling out for it. We saw it against Atalanta. Rio Ferdinand was getting carried away. Scholes was saying, you need to change it. And we could see you needed to change it. And he didn't make the changes. But against Tottenham, you know, with his so-called job on the line after surviving that job scare and getting the vote of confidence, Sir Alex Ferguson coming down, he made the changes, didn't he? He kept faith with Maguire, but went with the 3-5-2.
I'm not happy with Maguire. You know, I think you're talking about the last dance, we're talking about the Manchester derby. There's a lot of things that we want to cover here tonight, but I think there's something that we have to talk about, and that is there's two stars emerging from Manchester United. To say they're emerging is probably the wrong choice of words, but there's two players that are really standing up for me and being counted after what I've seen recently. And there's two players who are going the other way. And Solskjaer has to figure that out. He has to get that balance right within the squad for me. Do you want to know who the players are?
Can I guess?
Go on, go for it. I'd like to think so.
Pogba and Maguire.
As the players
that are making us regress, that going backwards.
Absolutely.
And the players standing up, I don't think Bailly just yet, 'cause it was a good performance. De Gea, I think De Gea to a degree, we're happy with the goal, but Ronaldo obviously, and I have to say Bruno Ronaldo. No?
Listen,
go on, give me a take.
Listen, first of all, I don't want to say why it's not Bruno, because Bruno he's not been as influential this season as he was the previous season. But I still love Bruno. There's a lot of love there.
Oh, see, his back heel was dirty.
It was, and you know what? He still produces absolute world-class moments, and that's what I love about Bruno. But the two players for me, Ronaldo, I mean, there should be just
park him. I'm not ready
honestly,
to fully venture into Ronaldo just yet.
Don't even let me go there. Hold me back.
Sure.
Right, you know what I mean? It's coming over. No, it's coming wrong. Yeah, I know you've seen it. But listen, you know, we're talking about United and
who the second player, Ronaldo, and who else?
I think Eric Bailly and Eric.
After one game,
Eric, I've tweeted you this week and I'm following you. I have to, because you're a proper defender, Eric. And I like you. I think you're a good human being. I think you've got all the right principles. You're a United player and you're a squad player. And I think you bring positive energy to the dressing room. And you know, I love the way you defend. You're tenacious, Eric. You get in there, you challenge, you look to intercept, you're strong. Yeah, you do make mistakes, Eric. You're not perfect. You know, jumping up the other day against Zapata when he was leaning back into you, anyone could see that you just have to just stand back and stop him from turning. You know, you're trying to preempt the ball and you're never going to get out jumping.
Is it just one game?
Eric Bailly, for me, he's been on my radar for a while, and I've always thought that, we're going back to one of the previous derbies when he let the ball go over his head. Remember that? And was it Iniacho who snuck through and score? And I was just really disappointed with Bailly, and I never really. It took me a while to fall back in love with him, but when I've watched him as a defender, he's got that old Wes Brown tackle to him, and he's pacey in that back three. Especially if you've got Varane fit as well, you've got pacey defense. Then you've got Wan-Bissaka and Shaw as well, who aren't slouches. So you've got quick defender. So I think Eric Bailly, if he can keep himself fit, he's somebody that I would be looking to shore up my back line, especially when it's been so poor this season. And Ronaldo, well, just pause me. Hold me back.
Hold on. Let me put 2 cents in on Eric Bailly. I mean, so I thought last season when he came in, he looked tremendous. And again, the other day, he was phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Oh, he did get caught out for the goal, even though I'm going to give 95% of the blame to Maguire for the line and the space and the inability to recover and almost go down to 10 men with a ridiculous challenge against Zapata. I mean, he doesn't look like an athlete. He might have an injury, but I just think that what we've seen for the last 2 weeks is.
Listen, this is all I want. This is all I want to say on. All what I want to say on Maguire is you're the club captain. You know, you're the team captain. You're a physical presence, and you do look the part when you're on the ball, facing the other way. You know, when you've got your back to De Gea, you're on the ball and you're going forward. So in a back three, and for England, you've been decent. And I don't want to slay you too much because we're gonna need you. We spent £89 million on you, and we're not going to get rid of you anytime soon. So we need you. So I'm not throwing you under the bus, right? Just do your thing, right? But Pogba, I'm sorry, fella. Me and you, I've always loved you, and I'm still always going to love you. But I am ready to see you say goodbye to Manchester United. Do you know why, Pogba? Because when we bought you, we bought an £89 million superstar, one of the best creative attacking midfielders, box to box in the world, right? And you've come to Man United, and do you know what you've said, Pogba? This is what you said. You said, I'm going to look the part, I'm going to be stylish, I'm going to be a celebrity, I'm going to enjoy being part of the biggest club in the world, and I'm going to play some scintillating football when I want. But I want to play up front. I don't want to track back. I don't want to tackle. And if you put me in midfield, you know what? I'm just going to stroll about like I'm not really interested. And I may misplace a pass every now and again. And every now and again when I get the ball, I might think to myself, do you know what? I'm going to play a Hollywood pass. We don't want to see it from you, Pogba. I'm ready to let you go. Thanks for your service. Thanks, but no thanks. Off you pop. If this was any other business, you'd be out. So Pogba, as much as I love you, unless you score an hat-trick on Saturday against City.
He's not playing, he's suspended.
Well, there you go. Me and you, we're finished, fella. We're finished. Yeah, it's over.
I've got something to say on Pogba too, but just going back to Eric Bailly first, and we'll save Ronaldo for the end of this segment. But on Eric Bailly, up until like last year, very impressed the other day. But before that, when he's had a mistake in a game, it seemed like he couldn't recover from the mistake. You know, mentally, I'd see not one mistake, but 2, 3, 4, 5, just like what Maguire's going through now, where he wasn't able to. Yeah, so I just see like him just go from looking like a player to just falling apart in games. So I need people, if they make a mistake, if you miss a penalty, it's happened. I move on, show a reaction, and I didn't see that from Eric. So that's kind of where I'm at, but. Ultimately, love what he did the other day, and
you being fair on Eric right now.
No, I'm just saying that's where I am. I was with him, but I really enjoyed him last season, and it was reported that he called out Solskjaer for playing Maguire when he was unfit against Leicester and had that calamity. And I think good on you. You know, if you're asking for open dialogue and you want feedback about the ways to move forward, Maguire is a great starting point. You know, he can't continue, but can he drop him? Can he drop Maguire? You know, he's made him captain,
Listen, what I don't want to do is I don't want to do a show that's depressing. And if we talk about the way Harry Maguire's defended recently, that's where it's going to head. Because I've already gone there with Pogba, and I'm seriously signing off from him.
Okay, I want to jump into Pogba. I think I don't want to. We'll all summarise Pogba's time, and
I've got a Pogba shirt,
and right now Pogba,
the guy,
Pogba's
completely let me down.
Pogba's going to be seen as a failure by the majority of people, and I think you've got to take it, in its own parts. I think with Mourinho, he had a good spell and a poor spell. With Pogba, he came out first season, he had a good season. The second season, it was, had his injuries, but had that big derby. He had a couple of moments where he reached a really high level, didn't he? But there's been a lot of injuries. He was pretty much wiped out for the whole of last season, or half of last season. The season before, you had Jose Mourinho, half a season.
Listen, are we listening to you sticking up for Pogba again for half an hour? Because I don't want to hear it.
No, I think
I honestly, JJ, I'm finished with the guy.
So I'm
finished with him.
The point is that
you can't play in centre midfield for Manchester United and miss plays and give the ball away that many times, right? I love everything about him. He's the type of guy you'd hang out with, I'm sure of it, and you'd have a great time. He likes music, dancing, we like similar things. He's a dude, there's no doubt about it. But I don't want him playing for my football club anymore in midfield. I don't want to do, and do you know what? I don't want to play him up front either. And that's all he wants to do. Yeah, it just reminds me of some of the guys I played football with before, and they've just turned around and said, I'll play, but only if I play up front, and I don't want to track back. That's where we're at with Pogba right now. If you play him on the left-hand side or the right-hand side, he will do great things. We know that, but he ain't tracking back, and he ain't playing for the team.
Well, I think with having Bruno in the team, as soon as I had a look at Bruno after 2 or 3 months,
Bruno or Pogba, it's not even a debate.
But once we got Bruno in there, I thought to myself, we can now look beyond Pogba. We couldn't look. I still wanted Pogba to stay and shine, but I thought with the likes of Bruno there, he's more efficient. He works harder for the team. He plays that 1 and 2 touch on his debut against Wolves. I don't know if you remember it.
Listen, I remember it.
But
Bruno's quality.
No goals, no assists. But
the issue here is not Bruno.
No. But what I'm saying is, when I saw Bruno coming to Old Trafford with the 1 and 2 touch, the hard work, the getting shots off, the passing, the final passes, I was just looking at a player that I thought, if Pogba does go, there's a life after Pogba. We saw at the beginning of last season when he was recovering from COVID, he tried to play him in centre midfield. It didn't work. He moved into left wing.
Honestly, I am done with Pogba right now. I really am.
Well, if he goes and goes for nothing, we've got enough creativity that we need people to come in there and defend and be efficient on the ball. The last thing I'll say on Pogba is that he scored one of the greatest goals at the Euros, putting it in the top corner to make it, I believe it was 3-2 against Switzerland, or it might have been 3-1 at the time.
It was all for nothing though.
No, but he scored that wonderful goal and he danced around for 2.5 minutes. And it was a great celebration. I'm never going to tell nobody not to celebrate. I love the passion. I love the joy. But towards the end of the game, he got caught on the ball on the halfway line. The guy run through. Switzerland scored. Ultimately, they lost on penalties. He scored his penalty, but it encapsulated Paul Pogba. The fact that you can't trust him in the middle of the park, even for France. Oh, he's great for France. Yeah, he has had great games for France. But in the middle of the park, he got caught on the ball in an area where he just didn't need to. Just get the ball to your forwards. Obviously, the shape of the team wasn't good for that transition, but he cost France as much as Mbappe missing that penalty. In my opinion,
I know. I'm done with him.
So listen, for me, for 400,000 right now, you're getting into you. Obviously, I can't say you and Maguire next to each other because you're a footballer. I don't know what Maguire is right now in current form, but what I will say is for 400,000 for that kind of money, we can get better players in.
Listen, Maguire, for me, is just one of them things where he's not quite right for Manchester United, and we'll keep playing him. And we'll keep giving him the benefit of the doubt. And for some reason, he's a completely different player on an international level. But at club level, when you're in the fastest league in the world, and it's fast and it's high paced, and you expose Maguire one-on-one, I'm telling you right now, at 44, right, I'm beating him right, I'm beating him left, I'm megging him. I'll even do the Aussie Idealist flick over him, right? And I'm sorry, Harry. If you want to take me up on the challenge, let me tell you, mister, I'll go and buy some boots and I'll come down there. Because this guy, he's just not he's not quite where you want. If you want to win a Champions League and a Premier League, you need an absolute world-class centre-back, like you've got at City, like you've got Liverpool, and like you've got at Chelsea, right? That's the level of defender that you need. And if you want to win the European Cup, you need a defence like Bayern Munich have got, or a defence like Manchester City have got, or even a PSG with Marquinhos back there. I think he's a great player, and we've seen in the Euros as well what it doesn't really matter about how old you are or that you have a lack of pace. If you've got that understanding and you've got that positional play, you can be a great defender still way into your 30s. And Maguire's still a young, fit, athletic guy, but I think he's lost the yard. Now, he could be unfit, and if you are, Harry, I apologise. But to me, you've had 2 or 3 games now and you've looked worse than average. And playing for Manchester United and being the captain, mate, you're stealing a living.
Listen, we've
stealing a living in my eyes.
We've had a world-class sole centre-back, and it's not a good formula for the Premier League, and that was Laurent Blanc. And eventually he had to go.
Yeah.
You go from Stam to Laurent Blanc, and he was absolute class.
Good shout.
He was class.
Laurent Blanc, I'm telling you.
He was like Laurent Blanc, but he doesn't, he's got less pace, and he's not as effective. He's good in aerial duels, but come on now, it's not Wimbledon.
Listen,
bad pitches,
I don't want to throw him
yeah.
under the bus, because we need him for the foreseeable, and I probably have already, and I'm sorry, Harry, but we're going to need him. The reality is I apologise, because we are going to need you to step up, because if you will play against Man City, and we will get battered because you're playing against Man City, and if we don't, I'll be very surprised, and I might even, I don't know, do a little forfeit if anyone's got any ideas, right? I don't know, but let me tell you something, we have got a problem if you're showing at the back of our defence without a Varane next to you.
Well, we said we needed,
and that's why United looked a bit more solid playing the 3 centre-backs, because it suits you, Harry. It doesn't suit anybody else. Varane can play in a back 4. Yeah, it suits you.
Yeah, so I think we asked for Cavani to start and Maguire to be dropped. Because obviously it's a difficult one to drop Maguire with him being his captain and hoping he can find enough form. But you've had another look at him, a look at him again. And he's not really there, is he? Let's be honest. But Cavani, what a difference he makes. And
I love Ed. Right, Ollie, if you're listening, you should be playing Cavani in every single game. Every single game he's fit and available, you should be playing him, because he is everything in a Manchester United player. Hold me back. Don't let me talk about Ronaldo. Right, you don't want to I will go with Ronaldo. But Cavani, first of all, for me, is absolutely fantastic.
When did you?
Fantastic.
Do you remember when you heard about?
I love everything about what he's done at Manchester United. Giving up his shirt, staying another season, being a true team player. Edinson, Cavani. Do you know what? I've got 2 out of 3 United shirts. I'm going to get the 3rd United shirt.
Edinson.
I'm putting Cavani on it.
El Matador.
Cavani on it. Just for that sprint you did in the other game, when you were right to the byline, everyone else was walking. You just said, "Nah, I'm having that." That's the difference. That's what we need, United, if we're going to be successful. That kind of mindset, that attitude.
Who's Edinson's biggest fan?
Oh,
I'm up there. Come on.
yeah, you're up there.
I love Edinson.
You liked him when he was at Napoli.
I've been saying it for years,
Come on,
man. Elite. Yeah, so I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo, the volley. I want to just Bruno.
Hold on. Which one?
No, we're at Spurs.
Which volley?
Spurs away. The 3 we've changed to
Van Basten-esque, or
I think it was. Yeah. I'm putting it half in
Get
between.
Away with saying that.
I'm putting it half Van Persie, half Van Basten. Saying that Van Basten is like 10 out of 10 and Van Persie's maybe 9. I'd say that's a 9.5. It looked like it gone past his body. It's past the back post. Total textbook, but concentration, technique, execution. Big time. He just needs half a chance. And then, what about his play? I mean, we talk about, he's not got a centre forward. He's just a finisher. What about his play for the second goal? The old Ronaldo chop. It's almost like a Ronaldo move, that chop, isn't it?
Listen, do you want me to get started on Ronaldo? Because if you do, I'll put my phone down.
Referring. Right. We're gonna go back to Ronaldo.
I'll tell you this now. You don't want to know what I'm going to say about Ronaldo, because I'm running out of superlatives for that guy. I really am.
The chop. I think Gary Neville tried to say it was. It might be Gary Neville. He was trying to say that it was like a Cruyff turn. It was a Ronaldo chop.
Yeah.
I didn't see anyone do that Ronaldo shot
Ronnie's-
before Ronaldo.
No.
Now, he was the first person that started busting that little change direction with a quick step, and he used to do a big lolly step, didn't he?
Yeah.
So he'd flick his leg over and jump, and he got penalties that way as well. You know when he, but it's more of a chop than a Cruyff turn, and he's still busting it out at 36. And then what about how he's like angled the pass into Cavani's path?
Listen, that was a wonderful piece of skill from Ronaldo, right? But if you want to talk about Ronaldo, I want to talk about this Cristiano Ronaldo that I've seen these last 2 games. What a player. I tell you what, guys, let me tell you as football fans, you better, over the next 2 years, if Man United are playing and there's a chance that you might watch him play, get your kids, get your grandkids, get your great-great-great-great-grandkids and all your family and friends and get them in front of that TV to watch this man. This guy is something else. He really is. Right? We've spoken about the physique. We've spoken about the goals. We've spoken about the records. We've spoken about the hairdo, right? What we will speak about, or what I've seen these last 2, I've seen a 36-year-old man just completely and utterly obliterate the word age, because he's tracking back, he's tackling, he's winning balls, he's doing knockdowns. When does Ronaldo, a beautiful Ronaldo, do knockdowns? He does the dirty work. He does the little give and goes. He goes wide. Do you know what else I saw against Atalanta? I saw a guy there who absolutely is loving playing football. It doesn't matter how old you are. When you are loving playing football and you've got enthusiasm for the game, what I saw in Ronaldo in that last Champions League game, I saw a man possessed. He had the ball 2 minutes into the game. He's got the ball on the left-hand side. He's done 3 or 4 lollipops, little shimmy to himself, little back heels and all the rest of it. The party pieces was coming out. I can get you a DVD or recording from 15 years ago, 10, 15 years ago, whenever he was last at United, doing exactly the same things. He then scores that goal, which you have to say, Mason Greenwood, Bruno Fernandes, that piece of play in that game is probably, if not the best piece of football I saw from the Champions League this week. It was absolutely magical. It was beautiful. It was everything that you want to see from Manchester United, and just great attacking football that even the non-United football fan would just love and appreciate. But then his second goal.
Oh, stop. Hold me back. No, the first goal, Bruno obviously instigated the magic. But you know what? As soon as he dropped off to Ronaldo, do you know what I thought to myself? Well, he's not going to miss. He's not going to miss. No, he's not going to miss that one. You know what I mean? Like, Ronaldo's one of these guys that half chances go in, full chances go in. Well, he's not going to miss that one, is he? No chance. Knew he was going to score. But, I mean, if United lost that game, there's a good chance that they're going back into the Europa League. There's a good chance they're going into the Europa League.
Absolutely. But you know what? That's what I was... Right. This is why Ronaldo's second goal was so special to me. Because I agree with what Scholesy said in relation to Spurs. They weren't a good team. I like what we did in terms of the setup. I still think, for example, Pogba and Maguire, even in that game, I didn't think Maguire had his best game. I think he played better and we looked better as a team. But in the next game especially, that for me, I just thought, do you know what, Solskjaer? At 2-1 to Atalanta, I thought, you're telling the board here that you're not quite ready for the highest competition out there, the Champions League. You've not got what it takes to take United to the Champions League final, which ultimately, if you're the biggest club in the world, you want to win the Premier, you want to win the Champions League. And I was watching it, and to be honest, I was sunk down in my chair. I was lethargic, and I thought, this isn't good, this. And we really don't look like...
It looked like the end.
Gloomy. It looked like the end. It looked like the last dance. So I completely get where JJ's coming from with his last dance connotations. But then up pops this guy who I've fallen in love with him so many... I've never fallen out of love with him, but I've just fallen back in love with him so many times. And this was another time. He's given me moments this season with some of his goals and the way he's played, more than I've ever had as a Man United fan since Fergie left. I mean, that's a long time waiting for these kind of moments and feelings. And this is what I watch football for.
Which was the better goal?
I think it was the second one against Atalanta. It's the last set, it's the last minute of the game. The game's done and we ain't scoring. Everyone who's watching that game knows United aren't going to score. And then he pops up with that technique. I mean, Ronnie, I've just run out of words for him. Is there anything this guy can't do in terms of finishing?
I think
he's the ultimate finisher. He is.
The Tottenham game was a chance. He's beaten the last man. The ball's got to him. Can you find the target? Is there any way you can squeeze it past the keeper?
That goal against Atalanta was just somebody who is at the very, very height of his game. So I don't want to hear this, Ronaldo's 36, right? But I also don't want United to start being silly and offering him a 5-6 year deal, although I take it. I don't want to see that. I just want to enjoy him. I want to enjoy him while he's here. And as a club, as a team, at Solskjaer, I hope he gets his stuff together, because I really feel that this guy, you can see the hunger in his face, the enjoyment that he's got for playing for Manchester United and his connection with the fans. And I want to win something with Ronaldo again. And I think that'll cement his legacy as well.
Yeah,
the last dance.
The Leicester volley, the Tottenham volley, it was half a chance. You know, it was a good ball.
Great ball from Bruno.
Excellent
Beautiful
ball. But there was a chance if he could connect and if he could squeeze it past the keeper, it was a chance. Against Atalanta, it wasn't a chance. That wasn't a chance. It wasn't a half chance. They just got the ball to him. He scored. I think there's no more dangerous person with 2 to 5 minutes to go plus injury time on the clock than Cristiano Ronaldo. There is nobody you'd want the ball to fall to than Ronaldo. But, you know, he's got us out of jail a few times already with headers, with late finishes. But he's been given chances to do that. This wasn't a chance. Mason Greenwood literally just got the ball in his direction, and somehow, some way, Ronaldo just, like say, the ridiculous execution that he has in his technique, he was able to find a way past the keeper, and he saved Solskjaer. He saved United season. And what I've said Solskjaer needs to do.
This guy is the reason why people love football for me. But do you know what's so incredible about the Ronaldo story? It's a love story. It was so incredible. It's this love, the passion that he's got for football to just be the absolute best. I just love his mentality. He's an unadulterated, born winner. He just wants to win everything. He just wants to break records. He doesn't care. He's just bringing joy to football fans, you know, United fans, non-United fans, anybody who likes football. Ronaldo is bringing joy to it. But as a United fan, with everything that we've been through recently, you know, for this guy to just keep popping up and saving Solskjaer. I mean, how many times has he chopped that noose that's been around Solskjaer's neck?
Is he
already?
Just briefly, without over elaborating, is he better than Messi in your opinion? I know he's a Messi fan.
I don't like.
You're just a fan of football, aren't you?
Yeah, but I don't like these comparisons, JJ, and I know you do, and that's why it's so tough, because you always bring me into them and you always give good arguments for and against. What I want to say about Ronaldo is, I think he could be my favourite. He's got the potential to be my favourite.
Of all time?
Now he's not.
Of all time, or
he has got the potential to be there. In terms of, as a football fan, watching football games, watching my team and getting that enjoyment back, he has got the potential to be the very best.
Yeah, I mean,
for me. I'll be talking about this guy when he's retired for many a year, till the day I die, and I think most football fans will.
Do you know what? I didn't feel like, I've got to tune in to watch Ronaldo do something historic at Juventus. You know, I obviously tuned into all the Champions League games there and some of the big league fixtures, and I tracked what he was doing. Very impressive at times. But you know, like in terms of excitement and wanting to watch somebody, I didn't think I really got that at all times. But at United so far, 9 goals in 11 games, 1 assist. He's on course for exactly what he did for Juventus last season, which was 36 goals in 44 games.
Do you know what? With Ronaldo, we don't even want to. I don't think we don't even want to exacerbate the topic too much, because I just think that this is a guy who every single week, he's just going to give us something to talk about. He really is.
He got the comparisons for his clutch performances. They were asking Solskjaer whether
I need that.
they were asking Solskjaer whether he felt that Ronaldo kept saving them, and he just made the assessment of one of the greatest teams in sports history and one of the greatest players in Michael Jeffrey Jordan at the Chicago Bulls. He referred to that the Bulls didn't mind having Michael Jordan. You know, it's a marriage. He did for them, they did for him. You know, Jordan wasn't winning at the Wizards, was he? When he went to the Wizards later on. But no, I mean, do you think that there's a correlation there between Ronaldo and how he's become one of the all-time greats, or is Michael Jordan still in another stratosphere?
I think Michael Jordan's in another stratosphere.
Yeah, but Michael Jordan's basketball, isn't he?
It's not just that. This is no disrespect to Ronaldo. I think that Michael Jordan now, a retired Michael Jordan now, his legacy lives on because his brand is just absolutely amazing. I mean, I like a lot of sportswear, but there is something very, very special about wearing Jumpman stuff. There just is. And I'm not being funny about Ronaldo. When I think of Ronaldo, I love everything about the guy. I really do. I just love him to death. But in terms of the CR7 brand, maybe when he retires, that'll build and develop the same way the Beckham brand is built and developed as he's retired. I just think that the brand Jordan has elevated the Michael Jordan, the legend, to almost Bob Marley type ground. But I don't think Ronaldo is quite.
But look at his career. I mean, Michael Jordan dominated in sport like you've not really seen. He did a three-peat, retired, I think came back and did another three-peat.
I think in terms of being a winner, I think he's up there. Yeah, definitely.
At his peak, though, he cleaned up for 3 years, retired, came back, lost to the Magics on his return, half fit. Came back and swept the Magics the year after, went on another three-peat, then retired again. He completed the sport twice. So just in terms of like optimum peak, you can't really say Ronaldo dominated his career like that because he had Messi. But I want to make the point that I think Ronaldo's more like LeBron James in terms of his career. Now, LeBron's 36, Ronaldo's 36. They've both done it. Maybe, like you say, LeBron was a phenom as a young kid. I don't think Ronaldo obviously was talented, but he weren't Ronaldinho, was he? You know, he's grown into this almost Michael Jordan-esque. He's grown into his play, but the full career, won at 3 different clubs. So, obviously, LeBron's won at Heat, Cavaliers, Lakers, doing it at different places. He's got that on his resume. Ronaldo winning at United, Real Madrid, Juventus. He's got that on his CV compared to, say, Messi, who's just done it really so far at Barcelona. But the athleticism, the conditioning, they're always available. You know, I think there's a parallel between LeBron James, who's very clutch himself, and whether Ronaldo's going to be able to win another Champions League. I'm not really sure, but if they get the team around him good enough, he's got every chance, because we saw LeBron against the Golden State. You know, he'll get 1 out of 4, won't he? You know, he'll reach that level for long enough if you can get him into the latter stages. And I just think it's crucial that United stay in touch in the league and stay in touch in the Champions League. And Ronaldo has done that last week. But against Manchester City, I think it could be the end, Ossie. I think the signs, you know, once we lost Varane in that last game and you saw how open we were defensively, it's like the Tottenham game was in our rearview mirror and the same issues reared their ugly heads. What did you think about the way our defensive shape once Varane went off?